At this point, I'd like to hope that you already know about Nagatoro-San, though if you don't, I did make 2 videos going over the controversy and also the series in specifics. Though, as a quick recap, Nagatoro-San is a romance story where one girl teases a guy, her upperclassman, who is 17 or she is 16, in a very romantic and sometimes risque story, focused around being comedic and having a bit of fun with the concept, which pays off with some really good jokes and incredible delivery of a lot of the lines. With the new release of the anime, obviously it had to have been subtitled for a Western audience, and for some reason there are a lot of people that are upset with the translation, and for some reason this led to a Twitter drama where the person calling out all their issues with this show somehow went from just criticizing an anime for using the word sus I am so sorry, I did not mean to hear. Okay, that's the final time, I promise. But to summarize, this person got really upset that Nagatoro-san's subtitling took a more lax approach, or a laissez-faire approach to it, I guess, where they kind of just had a bit of fun with the captions and made them their own kind of jokes in a way that tailors them towards a Western audience. And seeing as they've become memes, I would definitely guarantee that they are quite funny. But within this thread, where this person complains about everything they think is wrong with this westernization of the subtitling, for some reason, they just go on a rampage. They just become transphobic and racist out of, like, thin air. It's insane. They're talking about how this anime has a bunch of stuff that they don't agree with, and then BAM! Also, trans people, and it's like, whoa, slow down. We're just talking about an anime here. No political debates, please. But today I'd like to talk about what they had to say, why it's fucking bonkers, and also their ridiculous complaints with the anime, as absolutely none of them make sense in the grand scheme of things. But before I do, if you're new to the channel, or haven't already for some reason, shame on you if you haven't. Go down below and click subscribe. Only a small percentage of my viewers are subscribed, and I trust that you probably are, but just in case you aren't, if you could go down below and click subscribe, that would mean a lot, as it helps me hit my milestones. Thank you for 18k, by the way. It's crazy that we've hit that milestone, and we're still aiming for 25k by the end of the year. So, if you want to go down below, and you want to subscribe, now's your time to be one of the people that get involved in that, and maybe I'll do a shout out for a bunch of people that helped me get to that goal. So, I think that would be a bunch of fun. Also, feel free to check out my other social media down in the description. I have a Twitter, Discord, all of that malarkey, so if you want to go check out those platforms and support me on them, you can. And if you want, you can also see the finished version of this art on my art Twitter. Okay, now I've shilled everything I need to for the intro, let's get back on topic. And to clarify, because the Twitter user got suspended, all of these tweets are from an archive site, and maybe some of them will be out of order or lack a bit of the context. My apologies. They start the thread with a very bold claim, claiming that the translation is unforgivable, which is a bit bloody dramatic for having the word sus in some of the dialogue. In this Twitter thread, they start going on about how the localization in this anime is so sloppy that it's come out really bad. But they're just being dumb, as it's very clearly not just poor localization, as their translations are grammatically correct. Within this Twitter thread, the user goes on to claim that the words sus and scrub aren't real words. But they are real words. Although they're more normalized in a more pop culture or gaming focused environment, they are real words. Sus is a shortened version of suspicious.
Is this Among Us? Imposter? Is this the imposter from Among Us? No.
And scrub doesn't translate exactly into English, as it's slang and technically isn't a real word, but most people understand that scrub is basically the equivalent of calling someone a newbie or inexperienced. They also try and go on about other words like derp, which also have definitions, so basically they're just screaming at a brick wall, complaining that, oh, my anime has been too westernized, how could you have fun with the captioning? which is childish, and they're crying over the most irrelevant and nonsensical shit ever. It just sounds like some child that's just had their first encounter with something they disagree with. This person even calls for Crunchyroll to fire the employee who translated this. Like, why are you trying to put someone out of a job for having fun with their job? The translations are clear and understandable to 99% of people. And I don't think that's a bad thing that they had a bit of fun with translation. Who cares if 1 or 2 people don't get a joke or so? It really doesn't matter that much, and it's not as big of an issue as people are making it out to be. Oh, but boy do I wish this is where it ended. For some reason, this absolute idiot decides to go on their hate speech fueled rampage all over the timeline, complaining about everything and anything they dislike, starting by saying that they don't care about black and LGBTQ opinions. Within this thread, they also dropped the N-bomb, the transphobic slur, and basically everything else imaginable. Oh, and they also said this. Then after, this whole thread just devolved into them posting images of trans people and mocking them, saying that they'll never be real women or real men, and continuing on lambasting the trans community, making fun of them, bringing up actual trauma that people have, and laughing at it, mocking trans people for their appearance, which is really goddamn slimy, and anyone that does that is genuinely a terrible person. But it's fine, they really didn't have much to say. Oh my fucking god, why is this thread like 200 tweets long? And all of them are bigotry-filled discrimination fuckfests, written by some deranged transphobe. It should go without saying though, that obviously this Twitter user got banned very quickly, very quickly by Twitter, which I commend Twitter for doing, because obviously like 99% of this went against the Twitter guidelines. However, it really does concern me how many people actually liked and shared this thread unironically, showing their support of it. This thread had, what, like 6,000 likes when it got deleted, which is way too many for a thread filled with bigotry and genuine, very clear transphobia and racism. There's no other way to coat it. I can't sugarcoat that in any way, and I know that I'm gonna lose my ads just for mentioning it. This person was discriminating, and they got punished for it. But all this over a fucking Among Us joke. Oh my god. How can we be so privileged as a society that while people are genuinely laying down their lives to deal with discrimination, people are actively crying about the word sus in an anime and writing transphobic Twitter threads because of it? And while I'm not going to butt in and speak on the behalf of minority groups, other than the ones that I can be categorized in, I think I can speak on behalf of everyone in saying that I'm glad that this person has been deleted from Twitter, and I don't think that they should be coming back anytime soon, or ever. But that's it for me talking about whatever I want for 10 minutes. Hope you have enjoyed this video, and if you have, make sure to leave a like and subscribe and turn on notifications, as I make videos every single day on various different topics like this one, so I'm sure there'll be something on the channel that you'll enjoy. If you want an in-depth video reviewing a game, check out my It Takes Two review. It's a video that I put in a lot of work into, obviously, and I care a lot about it. Also, feel free to go check out my anime reviews. They also take a lot of work, and I love making them too. Also, I'd like to presume if you've made it this far, you're probably already a follower on my Twitter, and probably a member in my Discord too. But if you aren't, for some reason or another, please do go down below and join them. That support alone would mean a lot, and you can also support my other social media platforms while you're down there. And finally, I have a Patreon, a Ko-fi, and a join button. So if you want to support me financially, click any of those, as you can support me on those platforms, and that money goes straight towards putting it right back into this content so that I can improve the standard of my content, so that I can invest in things like the drawing tablet that I bought recently to make these visuals, and I can do a lot more with my content and hire people to edit for me, which would be pretty damn rad. So if you want to support me in any way, that support would mean a lot. Without further ado, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, hope you have had a great day, and I hope your day only gets better from here. With that out of the way, I'll see you next time, and peace.
Says she wanna rock with it like me. I'm a stylish guy. Spend a little guap with it. We can catch a fly. Said she wanna rock when it like me.